Moving on now, the Syrian Army has made fresh advances in its fight against foreign-backed insurgents.
The Syrian Army has managed to take full control of Al-Hadath, Hawarin and Mahin towns and several warehouses in the southeast of the city of Homs. Terrorists in those areas had conducted attacks against civilians and several military sites. Many of them were killed and their arms, ammunition and vehicles were destroyed.
A large number of foreign-backed militants have been killed in the fighting there. Syrian troops have retaken large parts of the strategic Qalamun area northeast of the capital Damascus. Government forces also have purged several key villages around Damascus of the militants and destroyed their hideouts in those areas. Opposition sources say the army has also killed several major militant leaders in airstrikes conducted in Aleppo province. Let's take a look at the following analysis, which gives a snapshot view of the situation on the ground.
The Syrian army has made significant gains around the capital Damascus and also around the northern city of Aleppo. Now, joining me to discuss these developments is retired Army General Hisham Jaber. General Jaber, this gain, Hujaira, which is in the countryside near the shrine of Sayyida Zainab, how significant is it militarily for the Syrian army?
As you see on the map, Hujaira is a very small town, but it is on a crossroad. It is in the southern side of Damascus. It's very important as a strategic point, and this advance made by the Syrian armed forces also it helped to clean that area. Besides Sayyida Zainab and the others, you know, it's continuity to clean around Damascus. I think Damascus, which is threatened every single day by shelling, by artillery shelling and mortars, now the game is over. The Syrian army is preparing a large offensive operation around Damascus, and especially in the southern side and eastern side, and also to clean up in the western side. I think within a few weeks, the Syrian army will clean up around Damascus.
Let's talk more about the situation in Syria. Let's talk with Professor Michael Jazadowski with the Center for Research on Globalization from Montreal. Welcome, sir. Professor, just how do you see the situation in Syria? Which side has the upper hand?
Well, it appears from the reports that the insurgency has been defeated. This is something we've known for quite some time. It's been a progressive and continuous process. And we should emphasize that this insurgency is a US, NATO, Israeli-sponsored terrorist operation, which is being defeated. And we should understand that this is a proxy entity of the Western military alliance, recruited by NATO and its allies, including, of course, Saudi Arabia, Qatar, Turkey. And we have a civilian opposition and an insurgency, which are largely a Western construct. It's a fake opposition. And the military arm of this entity are the terrorists, which are supported covertly by Western intelligence, supplied, and so on. Right. So the question we have to ask ourselves now, which is, of course, very crucial, do we need a peace plan or do we need peace? Because in essence, Syria has achieved the goal of laying the grounds for peace through the defeat of these terrorists.
Right, now, Professor, I mean, with regards to the plan to destroy Syria's chemical weapons, Belgium, France and Albania were chosen as host countries. First, is there any significance as to why these countries have been chosen? And second, what are the side effects of chemical weapons destruction for these host countries?
Well, with regard to the chemical weapons issue pertaining to Syria, this has been, on the part of the United States and its allies, it has been a mechanism to, in a sense, to divert the attention from the real conflict, and it has been has been used as a mechanism also to divert attention from the fact that the weapons of mass destruction are held essentially by the Western military alliance and its indefectible ally Israel, which threatens the entire region. But at the same time, putting aside the chemical weapons issue, we must establish the record of what has happened. This has been a criminal undertaking of unleashing terrorists against a sovereign state. We must declare an unconditional moratorium on support to these mercenary forces. The Western military alliance will attempt to rebuild them. We have to raise the issue of war reparations, because essentially this is a criminal war, and those responsible for that war must pay reparations. Incidentally, the United States has, in fact, destroyed several countries in the post-World War II period, starting with Korea, Vietnam, of course, Afghanistan and Iraq. They've never paid war reparations. But here we have a situation where the war criminals should be exposed and indicted under international humanitarian law. The actors of this undertaking are not the Al-Qaeda affiliated terrorists. These are the foot soldiers of the Western military alliance. The architects are in Brussels, Washington, London, of course, Ankara, Tel Aviv, Doha, and Riyadh.
All right. I'm sorry I have to leave it there. Many thanks to Professor Michael Dusudowski from Montreal.
Thank you very much.